Thank you, Professor Krupa.
Good afternoon and a warm welcome to all to the convocation ceremony of the autonomous programs. Before we commence, may I request everyone to mute their mobile phones to avoid interruptions. Thank you so much. Professor Milind Gawai, my co-anchor, and I, Professor Geeta Shashidharan, are honored to be your host for this afternoon's convocation ceremony. Graduation is an exciting time. It marks both an ending and a beginning. It carries warm memories of the past and big dreams for the future. Today is a special day as we are gathered to celebrate the milestone achieved by our student batches of PGDM, PGDM IB, PGDM RM, PGDM FS, PGDM COM, PGDM HCM of 2018-20 and degree distribution ceremony of the university programs MMS 2018-20 and 2019-21 and MCA, MMM, MFM, MIM, MHRDM batches of 2017-20 and 2018-21. It is now my privilege to introduce our distinguished chief guest, Mr. Sunil Kumar, an alumnus of the MMS batch of 1985. He commenced his professional journey as a management trainee with Hindutron Computers. In the years 1987 to 1993, he worked as an IT consultant to numerous organizations in the United States of America that included DEC, IBM, Kellogg, Westinghouse, chiefly developing and executing their business systems. Mr. Sunil Kumar founded Assist in 1993 in the state of Virginia, USA, to offer IT consulting services to organizations in USA. Assist grew over the years, providing IT consulting services to several organizations, including IMF, World Bank, Boeing, Purdue Farms, Marriott International, to name a few. Since 2007, Assist also commenced offering IT solutions to the US government, and its clients comprise the Department of Defense, National Institutes of Health, Department of State, Securities and Exchange Commission, and several state and local agencies. In the year 2000, Mr. Sunil Kumar founded Pan Apps, which continued to provide IT solutions to clients globally. The long list of clients of Pan Apps include United Nations, African Development Bank, Asian Development Bank, United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, PHC, and several clients within India that include Tata Coffee, Federal Bank, Jayalakshmi Silks, to name a few. He is also a co-founder of an eco-nature resort, the Banasura Hill Resorts, nestled in Wayanad district in Kerala, that boasts of being the largest earthen structure in Asia using mud excavated from the very site that it stands on. This resort is an example of rammed earth architecture and a glowing tribute to vernacular construction method. I now request our director, Dr. Raman Ramchandran, to welcome our chief guest with a floral bouquet and a shawl.
Thank you, sir. Due to unforeseen circumstances, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Somaiya Vidyavihar University, Professor V.N. Rajashekharan Pillai, sir, could not attend the function today and has conveyed his congratulations and best wishes to all the diploma and the degree awardees. We have on the dais, and I'm privilege to introduce Dr. Raman Ramchandran, the Director of the Institute, Chairperson of MDP, and Dean Faculty of Management Studies at the Somaiya Vidya Vihar University. Dr. Raman has spent over 22 years with BASF, world's largest chemical company, and held several leadership positions, including Asia Pacific Business Head for BASF's agricultural products, Head of BASF South Asia, and Chairman and Managing Director of BASF India Limited. Post that, Sir joined PI Industries as MD and CEO and continues to be in the board of PI Industries. Sir was recently awarded Lifetime Achievement Award by the Chemical and Petrochemicals Group of the Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. We welcome you, sir.
We also have on the dais the former director of the Institute, Dr. Monica Khanna, an experienced academician and professional with 3 decades of experience. Dr. Monica has had a long stint at our institution and has led several quality initiatives, including the most recent AACSB accreditation for the Institute. We are very happy to welcome you, Dr. Khanna.
We now request Dr. Raman Ramchandran, sir, to present the director's address.
Good afternoon, very distinguished Chief Guest, Sunil Kumar. It's really a great honor to have you here back in the campus. And my predecessor, Monica Khanna, nice to have you here and nice to be guided by your long experience of conducting these events. Welcome also to all the graduating students of the few batches. I'm not going to read out all of them, but congratulations to you, to your parents, and welcome to this event. And also to my fellow faculty and staff members of the KJ Institute of Management. So most of you, when you studied here, I wasn't around in the institute. So as you heard, I was leading a different life. But I'm very privileged to be here to lead this institute, which has a 40-year history and has a number of alumni, very distinguished alumni like you and the one who is sitting here on the dais. I'm also very honored to be kind of hosting this convocation and again congratulate all the graduating students for your commendable achievements. Now moments like this are moments of reflection. So you know, for me, it's a reflection back to the time when I ventured out into the real world, so to speak, after several years of studying in different institutions. And as I reflect, one thing I must say is that while when we came out into the job market, opportunities were fewer, the world was also a much simpler place, right? In India, if you came out on the street in the 80s, you can bet that 9 out of the 10 cars that you see on the road are either Ambassador or Fiat or Premier Padmini. Many of you probably haven't even seen them because they're almost like vintage cars today, right? If you wanted to be entertained, it was much easier because the choices were very limited. You know, you had the Doordarshan, maybe 1 or 2 channels, that's all you were stuck with. And today, I'm reminded of this great study by an American professor, I think his name is Howard or whatever, which is called as the paradox of choices. Today you have 5 different streaming services, then you have the television with 250 channels, then you have the YouTube, and you're completely perplexed as to which one you want to really choose. Let's go beyond that to something like geopolitics. When we were out, geopolitical situation was very simple. There was the mighty US and there was the mighty Russia. And there was a big iron curtain and all of us were like standing by and watching fun. Again, the geopolitical situation today has considerably changed with number of different power plays NATO, then there are other alliances between India, Japan, Australia, US to counter China, and China, Russia, and others forming their own kind of conglomeration. So it has become, even from a geopolitical perspective, a very, very complex and different way. And last but not the least, 30, 40 years ago, if you left India, and I'm sure my colleague Sunil on the dais will also probably relate to it, you had no option. You mostly left because you were a student and you got a scholarship to go to some place to study, and you left with $20 because that's all the government of India allowed you to carry out of India. Yeah? And today that has also changed. There are people, students like you, going all over the world. So world has become very, very different. And we have a lot of different choices, but at the same time, it is also something that is very, very rapidly changing. Now, today, for example, if I were to kind of, in a slight sense of humor, talk about it, you could be driving anywhere in any part of India in a Japanese car, eating an American burger, speaking on a Chinese phone, listening to maybe a Korean pop or a Latin American music. We call this globalization, right? Now, however, what is also happening is that this globalization is probably starting to change, or the nature of globalization is starting to change. The symptoms of this was already evident way back in 2008 before the Beijing Olympics, and primarily triggered by China, but I will not talk about this at that time. But in the last about 20, 30 years, globalization meant most of the manufacturing moved to China. Many of the back-end offices moved here to India, and life seemed to be simple, and everyone seemed to be happy. But the early symptoms of the anti-globalization, which started, as I said, just before the Beijing Olympics in 2008, really accelerated during the COVID pandemic that we had in the last few years. And now we talk about a different phenomenon, which is called as a decoupling phenomenon. Yeah? So countries are starting to decouple, countries are starting to realize the risk of concentrating resources or activities in one place. Now, on the top of the COVID pandemic, we had the Ukraine war, which nobody would have probably been able to really predict. And this has really accelerated situation to an extreme level. Countries, Western countries like European countries, Western European countries and North America, which have never experienced inflation, even in low single digits, are today experiencing inflations in high double digits, like 15 to 20%. Yeah? And this is something that you used to experience in countries like Brazil and Venezuela, not in the United States or Germany or France or UK. So that's the kind of change that is really happening. And particularly in Europe, because they were so dependent on gas from Russia, many of the manufacturing activities are getting curtailed. And as the winter is coming, into foray, they're really afraid that, there are going to be, in fact, there is a prediction that there is going to be a lot more death that is going to happen because of the prices of gas and the shortage of gas in Western Europe than will people actually dying on the Ukraine war front. So this really highlights how rapidly changing, unpredictable, paradoxical, and tangled world that we live in. So you are actually going into a very, very complex, or we are living in a very complex world where things are changing extremely rapidly. Now, you might have heard of these words like black swan events. The black swan events happened once in 20, 30 years, almost unpredictable. And these black swan events are becoming much, much more common. And add on the top of this things like climate change, and we are actually experiencing that in Mumbai today. I can't remember December in Mumbai being so hot, at least in the last few years. Definitely an early symptom of climate change. The world gets extremely complex. So those of you, who are venturing out, the fact is that while there are a lot more opportunities, you are also going to be faced with a lot more changes that are going to perplex you, that's going to require really different ways of dealing with it. So I thought about it and I said there are probably three or four things that will help you to kind of navigate this difficult world. And the first one, and this is being adopted by many companies now and many individuals also, and that is the theme of purpose before profit, not profit before purpose, purpose before profit. Lot of organizations, and I'm sure many of you working in many of your companies, are now starting to emphasize what is the purpose of this company's existence. People have started to realize that enterprise cannot exist solely for the purpose of making profit. They have to have a relevance to the society. Hindustan Lever or Unilever is a great example of how they have transformed the entire company with purpose in its center. Their purpose is to make sustainable living commonplace. Yeah. And they say that their motto is that companies with purpose will last. People with purpose will thrive, and brands with purpose will grow. Okay? So as you think about, and I know that it is not very easy to find an individual purpose. You can join a company with a purpose. To find your own purpose is not very easy, but please think about this constantly, because I work with a lot of young, very highly successful professionals who in their 30s and 40s struggle, hit a ceiling, and they are wondering where are we going. And those who do not struggle and who keep on moving forward are the ones who have clearly understood what their life's purpose is. So my one request is please think about it. The second one is agility, and I'm sure you read about this. Every company that you are probably working for today talk about this whole concept of agility. So I will not dwell more on that. Third is a deep appreciation and understanding of technology. I think today, if you are in the business world and if you think that you can just use marketing gimmicks and financial intelligence to be successful, I think you will very soon hit a ceiling. I think you need to have a deep appreciation of technology, and more importantly, how technology can be used for the benefit of humanity and society. Sometimes technology not necessarily, and I'm sure you will hear more about it from our chief guest, who is actually dwelled in this quite deeply. But I just want to talk about one very small anecdote. About a year ago, I happened to be hanging out with 30-year-old people like you in a party, and they were they were really talking about how much money they all made on crypto. And they asked me, uncle, do you have any crypto? And I said, look, I don't understand this thing at all, and I belong to the old generation. I look for real tangible value, and I don't see this, so I have not. I'm actually waiting to meet the same bunch of young people now, because you know what is happening to the cryptocurrency all over the world. So I think, you need to really have an appreciation of technology. Not only that, you need to learn how to use technology for humanity and not for anything else. Risk management is another very, very important topic, and again, I will not dwell much. I'm sure you hear a lot about it, but it's important for you to understand how to look at the risk associated with every small decision that you take, how to think about mitigating it, and how to really move forward, well understanding the risk and benefits of the decisions that you take. Yeah? There are three other personal traits which I myself have found to be very useful in my career, and unlike you, I did not have an MBA. I came from a science background, and yet for the last 15 years I ran companies and institutions, and I think what helped me achieve that was three personal traits. The first one is being authentic, and being authentic is living to your true values. As a leader, as a person in a company, it is all about please practice whatever you preach. Okay, so it's a very simple definition of authenticity is practice what you preach. Humility, and to me the simple definition of humility, are you treating your subordinates with the same respect that you treat your superiors with? Are you treating your driver with the same respect that you treat your boss with or with your wife with? So that's for me the simple definition of humility. And lastly, simplicity. Simplicity in thinking, but more importantly, simplicity in how you communicate as a leader. Some of us were in IIM Kozhikode last week, and we had the privilege of listening to a speech by the CEO, or very celebrated CEO of Nestle, Mr. Suresh Narayan. And the Suresh Narayan in his speech talked about how after he had addressed A lot of young people like you, some of them came up to him and he apparently said, you know, we understood everything that you said. And they were all very surprised. And Suresh was also surprised because I said, look, I gave this speech hoping you will understand what I said, right? But that's not really what happens in the real world, right? I mean, as you meet senior people, you know, sometimes when they talk, it's very difficult to understand what you talk. And if you want to be an effective leader, you have to develop the ability to take very, very complex things and make it very simple, and so that you can communicate to the last person standing in your organization. Last but not the least, I want you to remember that you are very unique in passing out of an institute which is unlike most of the other management institutes, because this institute, as the name goes, was founded by Mr. K.J. Somaiya, who was a very, very unique person. He was an entrepreneur par excellence because he failed in a number of businesses, but he had the courage to stand up and keep pursuing and not go to work for anyone else. And he did this in the pre-Independence Day and early post-Independence Day. And then he started to become successful and he created the wealth, but he created wealth adhering to very, very strict Gandhian principles. Most of his life he wore khadi, and he was also a freedom fighter. And more importantly, after he created the wealth, he redeployed that wealth to building institutions like that, where you are fortunate to be graduating, and some of us are still fortunate to be, you know, employed here and helping students like you. So when you are at crossroads, which you will very often come, when you are you have a sense of doubt about, you know, am I doing the right thing? Please remember this institution. Please remember the founder. Please remember the legacy from where you got your education. And I think you will find your right way. So with that, God bless you and thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights and experiences. It's my pleasure to invite our distinguished chief guest, Mr. Sunil Kumar, to deliver the convocation address. May I request our director, sir, and Dr. Monica Khanna to please be seated down because he has a presentation. It won't be visible. We'll need to switch out. We will need to move the table. Yes. This is a slight change, yeah?
This is
a slight change.
and this is the back, right? Back
This is front and back. This is on. Yeah. Yeah. Now you need to move the table.
left hand. Okay. Thank you. Ready? कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Ready? Thank you, Dr. Raman, Dr. Monica, for giving me this opportunity to talk to the 2021 and 2020 graduates. I graduated from here 38 years ago, so makes me feel old. I think many of the professors are much younger than me. But it's been a great journey, and I have a lot to thank the the college, for things that I learned that I did not use during the first maybe number of years. But as I grew within my organization, or as I grew within my career, a lot of them came back and helped me at a later stage. So just like many of you, when I started my career, I had no idea what I would do. So this presentation is more to address to all of you who are not really sure what you want to do. Those who know what you want to do don't need to listen to this, because you're very clear in what you want to do. But a majority of my batchmates also, I remember we were not very sure what we wanted to do. There was what Dr. Raman presented very clearly, the drive to succeed in financial terms that drove what we wanted to do. And then the other side of it, is it really what I want to do year after year? Does it really meet my life goals? That conflict always stays, and it still stays in my life today, so it will never go away. Okay? So I started my career, I'll talk to you in 4 phases. I started my career working for 8 years in the industry as a team, listening to directions that were set up by senior management, and then became what I call as an accidental entrepreneur in 1993. So for the last 30 years, I've been in 3 different roles, starting as an entrepreneur for 6 to 8 years. Then we went into the growth phase, where from an entrepreneur, you wear the hat of an executive, where you step back from certain roles and hand over responsibility and authority to people who are going to manage that. And then I would say in the last 6 years, I've moved from what I call as an executive role to more of a board role, where you step even further back and don't even get into the day-to-day, but only get into the investment roles and the capital investment roles. So with that, let me go over each of these phases. So as I said, so what happens in the working phase? From what I realized, that the biggest challenge that we have when we are working is that everything that we learn in college, we realize is of no use. It was all theory, but in reality, it doesn't hold, at least in the startup phase. Because your ideas, the first thing, and partly because you're working with people like us who will say that doesn't work. Okay, because many a times you're 20 or 25 years ahead. And we believe that won't work, it's too risky. Most management people, especially the older they get, they're risk averse. Okay, so from the perspective of how you mitigate that is learning how to sell to them, and how to sell to them to mitigate that risk and still be successful. I was at fault myself. In most of these cases, I realized when they don't listen, you go with the path that they gave you. You don't have the patience, or you're scared to go after what you think would be the right way, because you think it might affect your career. And certain cases it does affect, but in the long run, it more than pays up to take those risks, even when you're working. The startup phase is a wonderful phase. It's a great phase. You can take risks. The rewards are great, but at the same time, you'll find that you have to make a lot of the decisions yourself, and you do not know when it succeeds or when it fails, whether it puts a lot of risk into the team that is around you. The growth phase, the big change in the growth phase is, as I said, you start going back from being a big risk taker to a risk mitigator. So when you are in a growth phase, or as an organization grows to a certain size, the things that you look at is, will it put the entire organization risk? Will it risk my existing cash flow? Will it risk my existing sector or base? And you'll see that is why large organizations have a very tough time to make a transition. Most of the high-end, development, or what I call as leading edge technology or leading ideas, they all come from smaller startup companies. And then in the transition phase, the biggest part is you're listening, you've got more time to listen to ideas, and you can commit funds to those ideas. And then hopes of some of those ideas can be executed by the team that is actually doing the work. So let me start with the working years. I don't know how many of you are working. If there are entrepreneurs, congratulations. And I would say, stick to it. You'll go through a lot of failures, but it's a great journey if you decide to go that way. But for those who are working, one of the, oops. So when I started working for a large organization, Inditron, which was actually an offshoot of Digital Equipment Corporation. At that time, it was the second largest company in the world in IT, after IBM. And after 3 years in the organization, I ended up working for a small startup company that was providing consulting services to customers in US. And during that time, I had the fortune to work with very large organizations, Fortune 100 companies. But one of the things that you realize when you work for large organizations, the things that you learn there is you learn how to be part of a team. And if you do not really stick to the goal of the team, you need not be there. It is important that everybody agrees to whatever the lead is putting in. So you learn very quickly that the sum of the parts is more important than the individual parts. So what you do as a team is much more scalable, but what you do as an individual is not scalable. So in all large organizations, when you feel frustrated, you need to realize in many cases, the reason they have decided to go a certain way is they have seen failures going too aggressively, or it puts a lot of risk in other areas that are already doing very well. So that's why they're very risk averse. The other area was, in large organizations, when you work, you automatically learn about mitigating risk. You learn also, when you get a large work to be done, how do you break it into small pieces? How do you define the outcomes that you expect in each of these pieces? And how do you convey to the stakeholders that we are on the right path? Because if a project takes 2 years, they're not going to wait till 2 years to see whether it would be successful or whether it's failed. So how do you define whether it's on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis or a quarterly basis to various stakeholders to see how you have done? And selling to them that we are still on the right path, even if we are not, okay? Which happens very often, okay? Because once you start the work, there are things that come up that you never anticipated. But conveying that and being able to measure the outcomes and being able to at least understand why you could not meet that is as essential, because failure sometimes, a number of failures leads to a success that far exceeds what you thought of. So those were some very good lessons that I learned working with these large organizations. I worked for a startup company that grew rapidly from I was the second employee to about 40 employees, and at the end of 4th year, they filed bankruptcy. So I was on the other side learning how a small startup company can go down under. And part of the reason they did that was they were leveraged. When they were doing well, they went into building departments and hiring high-end consultants and high-end, teams to bootstrap them. So their overheads were much higher than what they were looking at. And then when they lost a couple of key clients, they didn't have the wherewithal to pay the bankers or to the investors, and they went bankrupt. So it was a good lesson learned. So in 1993, when the company went bankrupt, I decided, well, let me start on my own. Maybe if maybe I could do better or I could do worse. But part of the reason I did that was I thought I would do this for a few years. If it doesn't work, I will go work in one of the larger organizations. IT was booming. So there was a backup or a security that I knew I could fall back on in case the business did not work. So as an entrepreneur, I would also suggest that when you decide, when you decide to start something, always have backup plans in terms of what do we do if things don't work out the way you anticipated. So for me, I could go back to work. The second part of it was, when you're, as an entrepreneur, you're very optimistic, you take risks. And the biggest risk any entrepreneur takes, I think, is with people. And I was very fortunate to bring into the organization as founding members, very key people. And almost all of them are still with the organization 30 years from now. So from that perspective, the growth of the organization from where it was today to where it is today is not an individual effort, but it's been an effort by a number of people who over the years have been very instrumental in growing the company. And you will see that in all successful companies, whether it is with Apple, with Steve Jobs, and what Tim Cook has done, whether it was with Steve Ballmer and Bill Gates, or if you look at Infosys, Narayan Murthy had a great team after him. Nandan Nilekani, Chris Gopalakrishnan, Shibulal, all of them were very instrumental in helping the organization grow and sustain. And I'm sure those are the kind of people who will give you feedback when you're wrong. Otherwise, an entrepreneur's journey is very lonely, and if you don't get that kind of feedback, you get very arrogant and you get into a situation where you do not, where when you make mistakes, it's completely on your own, and nobody's going to tell you until everything fails. So one of the other areas that I spent a lot of time in the initial stages because of the failure of the other organization was to manage the cash flow, to make sure that we were not going beyond our costs. And every year we made sure that we were at least profitable year after year. Let's go to the next one. So now we come to the growth phase. So from 1998, we didn't have an office till 1997. We were all virtual. My office was almost from my, room. But we were all virtual. We would work in we'll meet in coffee shops, or we would meet in client sites and use their conference rooms to meet. But we were all consultants. And this helped us to grow the cash flow to sustain when we set up the office. And we knew we had enough cash flow to do that. So one of the things that we decided was we had a very strong sector, in the commercial sector. We were doing very well. And part of it was because of the 90s was the Y2K years. And there was a huge boom that was going on. So one area that when we brought in the management team was we realized that there was a acute shortage of resources, or acute need for good resources in the government sector. The money was not that good, but we realized that there was business to be made out there. When I talk about money, the margins were not as good as in the commercial. So we made a decision to go into the government sector and build out that sector from 98 onwards. And during those years, we invested in that team. Even if that division itself was not profitable, as an organization, we were still profitable. So using the cash flow from the profitable part of the business to sustain something that we felt would bring us revenues in the future years was done during those years. So a few things that we realized also, as you grow, in a startup phase, people trust you, and a lot of business comes on what you do. But as you grow, you are suddenly meeting not just people that you know, but there might be a whole committee that is evaluating you. So you realize what are the things that you need to do. Just like within our institute, we look at what certification should we have. What are the additional features that we should have within the organization that the customers are looking for, that at least checks out. These guys have all that, plus they've come with a recommendation, or they have got a great clientele, but besides that, they also have a certain, it's like It's like saying, I'm very good in finance or I'm very good in marketing. But if you have an MBA, it sort of gives a false or a true impression. Okay, he's a great marketing guy. But those are very important from the perspective as you scale up. So the management degree that you have today, certain times you will feel, why am I doing that? But you'll see as you scale up in an organization and when it comes to promotions, many a times you'll see that somebody who has got an MBA gets a lift up than somebody who's not without an MBA, even he's more, he's got much more talent than you. Okay, and that especially happens in very large organizations, okay, but not in smaller and startup organizations. So now we come to the next phase, the transition phase. So the transition phase was normally the best phase. I call it the grandfather phase. Okay, you have no responsibility being the father. You're the grandfather. You listen to people's complaint, but you tell them, hey, I'm not responsible for it. I'll convey that. Okay, so but you can do multiple things. So in this phase, a large part of what you do is you look at capital investments. How do you use the money that you have within the organization to put into place things that could get you numbers or could sustain you if your clients in the current sector disappear for some reason, or the sector itself is becoming is having cash flow problems and cannot spend money, or the third area could be there are new and leading technologies or new areas that are coming. And if we don't have capabilities in that, although it's not today, in 2 to 3 years, whether it is, as you call the blockchain technology and all, those are areas that will eventually come. It may not be there today, but eventually when they come, if you're not looking at that area, then from that perspective, when you get into that, it may be too late. Now, if you're a very large organization, they do it through acquisitions. So that's the third part where I was looking at. Do you do that through internal resources, or do you make an acquisition and then put money to grow that? So those are decisions that you do as a board member. The very important part of it is succession planning. What do you do to plan your succession? And succession planning, I can tell you, is very important as you get into your third or fourth year within an organization, because every organization looks at team members, or you all start at equals, but they always look at team members who can plan a succession for themselves. That means somebody who can do their work as well. If they can mentor and plan their succession, you will automatically go up in your career. So I learned that very late in life. I wish I'd learned it earlier. So the point I want to make is succession planning is part and parcel of your career from the very beginning. The person who takes your role, if he can do as well as you, it's actually a plus, and don't look at that as a threat, okay? Because if it's not him, somebody else will do better than you, okay? So never look at that competition. And in our industry, as I say, we have competitors and we have partners. And many of the times, a partner is a competitor for us in certain cases, but in certain cases is a partner. So that will happen in your career at work too. So, and then changing roles, as I said, you go from a father to grandfather, you learn to consciously step back and not give your inputs, because your inputs are dated. It may not work in today's environment. And everybody learns from their own mistake. Let them make it, okay? And they will learn, but they won't learn from our mistakes. And exit planning, what do you want to do when you want to exit? If you're not there, what happens? How do you do that? So we've gone through all these phases, and hopefully a lot of you will go through these phases over the years. So last closing observations, have backup plans. I never had backup plans for a large number of years. Don't make the mistake I made. In any business, as I said, you're only as good as your team. So whether in your career you will see within your alumni, keep relationships. You never know who might be your next customer, or who could be your next competitor, or who could be the next person with whom you would be working. It's too early for you, but in 5 to 6 years, the key part is also balancing what I call as career goals and life goals. What do you want to do in life Sometimes you would find that career goals are killing your life goals. Like he said, at 35, you have achieved what you think is a career goal. You become a CXO in the company, and you look back and say, what am I doing? But your life is in a mess. So a healthy balance of both is very important to sustain your own growth. Life has never got an end. You never have a destination. So enjoy the journey and don't worry too much about the destination. The destinations will keep changing. There will be multiple destinations, but enjoy the journey. And last but not least, change is the only constant in life. You will see what you learn today and what you feel. A lot of the people I find get frustrated because they invest so much in a specific area without realizing that everything has a life of its own. So when that changes, they get very frustrated. They say, I spent 20 years or 18 years on this one, what's going on? But change will come, and when it comes, a lot of things that you learned from, if you that you have invested may change. But if you are ready for the change early, you will see that change can be embraced, and you can really have fun with it. With that, I want to thank you all for listening to my talk, and wish you all the very best in your career. And I hope some of you will be here on this side in years from now. Thank you.
कुर्सियाँ लगा चेयर हाँ जी May we request the dignitaries to please grace the dais? No, it's okay. It's okay. Please. So sorry for this transition. And I'm sure there are a lot of transitions that you had in your life, as we saw through your presentation. A lot of life lessons. Particularly, what caught my attention was what you said, an accidental entrepreneur. That reminded me of an accidental prime minister, Manmohan Singh. And a lot of life lessons through your presentations. You talked about the backup plans that we need to be having. We are as good as our team, balancing our life and career goals, the operational goals and strategic goals, alignment, and you talked about change. There is so much. If I connect that with what Raman sir had said earlier, he talked about authenticity, he talked about simplicity, and the third one I forgot, sir, humility. I think all the three get reflected in your life, and there are so many lessons for all of us here. It reminds me of J. Krishnamurti, who says, there is no end to education, he says. It is not that you read a book, pass an examination, and finish with education. The whole of life, from the moment you are born to the moment you die, is a process of learning. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful address. I now request, as a token of appreciation and gratitude, may I request our director, Dr. Raman Ramachandran, sir, to present a memento to our distinguished chief guest.
Sir, there's one more. Thank you, sir. This is the much-awaited moment, the moment of felicitating the rank holders, the gold and silver medalists of each of the graduating batches. As I read out the names, I request the medal winners to come up one by one and receive the honor from our chief guest, Mr. Sunil Kumar, and Director Dr. Raman Ramchandra. Dr. Ms. Nishigandha Shinde from the HR department will please assist. Yes, sir. That will be better. Kohli Ankit from PGDM Executive Batch of 2018-19, the gold medalist for the batch of 2018-19. Kohli Ankit, is he here? No. I don't think he's here, so we'll move on. Shah Ayush Kamesh Reena from MMS 2018-20 is the gold medalist. Please come up. The silver medalist from the batch of 2018-20 MMS is Dudani Shardul Milind Mega. We now move on to the gold medalist of the MCA batch 2017-20, Singh Animesh Sharda. The silver medalist is Srinivas Subramani. You can line up, please. Singh Animesh. Srinivas Subramani is a silver medalist, the MCA 2017-20 batch. Coming up next is the gold medalist of the Triple M batch of 2017-20, Chevale Rishikesh Vasant Shobna. Rishikesh. The silver medalist is Bhanushali Mayuresh Vivek Meenal. Is Mayuresh here? Yes. Yeah, he's there. The silver medalist for Triple M 2017-20, Bhanushali Mayuresh. Manjeshwari Damini of the MFM batch of 2017-20 is the gold medalist. Is she here? Okay, we move on to the silver medalist of MFM 2017-20, Bhavar Vaibhav Jayant. Bhavar Vaibhav Jayant, not there. Okay, we move on to MHRDM. The gold medalist for 2017-20, Shetty Bharti Amit. The silver medalist, Thakkar Naini Mahesh Jyoti, MHRDM 2017-20. Is Thakkar Naini there? Yeah. The gold medalist for MIM 2017-20 batch, Motwani Kiran Chandar Varsha. The silver medalist for MIM 2017-20, Ashwini Saloni Mohan Rima. No, not there.
I'll be reading the names of the toppers, beginning with MMS 2019-2021. The gold medal goes to Gada Harin Jayesh. Is he here? Okay, the silver medal for 1921 MMS goes to Hindocha Trushali Tarun Kumar. Can we have a huge round of applause for her, please? The gold medal for 2018-21 batch MCA 2018-21 goes to Parmar Jatin Suresh. Parmar Jatin Suresh. And the silver medal for MCA 2018-21 batch goes to Sheikh Arbaz Momin. Next we go to Triple M. The gold medal for 18-21 batch goes to Sahu Shankar Kamlochan. The silver medal for Triple M 2018-21 goes to Shah Dhwani. We move to MFM 2018-21 batch. The gold medal goes to Mota Nirav Mahindra Asha. And the silver medal for MFM 2018-21 batch goes to Joshi Mahesh Vasudev. MHRDM batch 2018-21, the gold medal goes to Sajit KV. Yes, he's coming. And the silver medal for MHRDM 2018-21 goes to Darvekar Shivali. We move to MIM 2018-21 batch. The gold medal goes to Punjabi Himanshu. And the silver medal for MIM 2018-21 goes to Kanchwala Gujar Shabbir Zera.
Congratulations to all the medal winners. We'll now proceed to the awarding of diplomas. We start with the PGDM program of 2018-20. Chief guest, Mr. Sunil Kumar, and our director, Dr. Raman Ramchandran, will award the diplomas to the students. Program coordinator, Dr. Pankaj Trivedi, will do us the honors of presenting his students to all of you. Program officer, Ms. Shalja Gavde, will assist.
Hello, sir. Yeah, I'll take care. I'll take care. Yeah, with the powers vested in me as Program Coordinator of Postgraduate Diploma in Management 2018-20, sir, all, just a moment, this is the problem with the technology, you know. Just a moment, yeah. 1 minute. Yeah. I repeat, with the power vested in me as a program coordinator of postgraduate diploma in management, sir, all the students, including those in absentia who have completed their requirement of postgraduate diploma in management, are eligible for diploma. May I proceed, sir? Thank you. Thank you. So we are starting with Division A, Abhishek Bawa. Abhishek Bawa, please come. Aman Vyas. Aniket Acharya. Arpit Agarwal. Arun Vijay. I have to search. I have to search. There are many names. No, it's not there. Ayush Khare. Kalyani Chauhan. अनिकेत कुलकर्णी, साई कुमार बालकृष्णन, साक्षी गुप्ता, साक्षी कम, हेलो, समृद्ध अग्रवाल, शांतनु मित्रा, सोरटे अजितेश, वरुणा हजेला, अंकन सहा, अंदानेश गुरुनाथ, अंजलि गुप्ता, अनमोल गुप्ता, अन्वेश शेट्टी, अर्श खान, अरविंद श्रीनिवासन, चोटलिया खुशबू, हिमांशु दत्ता, नीलेश ढेम्बरे, नुपुर वालवे, पॉन जॉन, राम प्रसाद गिरी, रानी महेश्वरी, रोहन मेंडोन, संधू सिंह, शशांक कट्टीशेट्टी, श्रेयस खटावकर, शुभम काबरा, तनुज तोरी, उमंग गोलचा, मधुर पटेल, and Ritesh Kaushik. Thank you. There is one registration very recently we got, Akhilesh Modi.
Hello. Thank you, Trivedi sir. We now proceed to the awarding of diplomas for PGDM Retail Management Program 2018-20. Our chief guest, Shri Sunil Kumar and Dr. Monica Khanna will, sorry, I'm extremely sorry. Sir, you will continue, sir. We will now proceed to the awarding of diplomas to PGDM International Business Program 2018-20. Sunil sir and Raman sir will award the diplomas to the students. Program coordinator, Professor Isaac Jacob sir, will present the students to you for doing the honors, and program officer, Ms. Vidya Goriwale, will assist. Request the students to come up as your names are called out to receive the diplomas.
Hello. With the power vested in me as program coordinator of Postgraduate Diploma in Management International Business 2018-20, sir, all the students, including those in absentia, have completed the requirement of the Postgraduate Diploma in Management International Business program, are eligible for the diploma. May I proceed, sir? Alvira Syed, Anurag Jain, Koka Mohit, Bhaskar Kulkarni, Lamba Bhavesh, Mahajan Shubham, Mhatre Pranjali, Naithani Indresh, Pankhuri Gupta, Prachi Jain, Prishita Jain, Shubham Thakur, Vedika Patel. Karina Sharma. Rao Sagar Ramesh. Alice Maheshwari. Anurag Chadda. Iyer Anuradha. Iyer Anuradha Jayakishan. No. Over? Acha, only this. Okay. I can move. I'm through, huh? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I think with that, with the IB International Business awarding of the diplomas are over, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Isaac Jacob. Before we begin the next round of award of diplomas, may I request all the students standing out there to please be seated and join the convocation ceremony. Please come and be seated here. All students who are out standing behind. We now proceed to the awarding of diplomas for PGDM Retail Management Program 2018-20. Mr. Sunil Kumar, our chief guest, and Dr. Monica Khanna will award the diplomas to the students. Program coordinator Dr. Vandana Khanna will do us the honors of presenting the students, and program officer Ms. Vidya Gorivale will assist. Request the students to come up as your names are called to receive the diplomas.
With the powers vested in me as Program Coordinator of Postgraduate Diploma in Management, Retail Management 2018-20 batch, Sir and Ma'am, all the students, including those in absentia who have completed the requirement of Postgraduate Diploma in Management, Retail Management Program, are eligible for the diploma. May I proceed, Sir and Ma'am? Varun Agarwal, Apurva Anand, Abhishek Billari, Harshvardhan Gautam, Prashant Bhutoria, Avisha Gandhi, Shakti Gonevar, Bharat Gupta, Hinal Patel, Neha Jain, Amisha Wadhwani, Mayank Ahluwalia, Hitansh Somaiya, Ayush Pangoria, Priyanka Agarwal, Anvesha Sarkar, Sarthak Kapoor, Samkit Sethia, Shaunli Bhattacharya, Siddharth Shah, thank you. That's
शुभी शुभी बोल दीजिए।
नहीं बोलिए। सुरभि उपाध्याय, that's it, no? And Malvika Yadav. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vandana. Thank you, Sunil sir. You can please sit. We now proceed to the awarding of diplomas for the PGDM Financial Services Program 2018-20. I request Dr. Radha Iyer to please join Dr. Monica Khanna to award the diplomas to the students. Program coordinator, co-coordinator, Professor Dr. Aparna Bhatt will present her students to you for doing the honors, and program officer Mr. Yatin will assist. Request the students to come up as your names are called out to receive the diplomas. We also request all the students who are standing around to please be seated as the other batches are receiving their diplomas.
20 students, seconds and call out. Thank you.
With the power vested in me as the program co-coordinator of Postgraduate Diploma in Management Financial Services 2018-20, ma'am, all the students including those in absentia who have completed the requirement of Postgraduate Diploma in Management Financial Services program are eligible for the diploma. May I proceed, ma'am? Pranjal Agarwal, Yash Asnani, Shreya Baderia, Girish Gaikwad, Saili Jain, Nikhil Kanodia, Nishant Kapoor, Dhwanit Mehta, Manav Mehta, Mutalik Desai, Tanmay Nikam, Urvi Sethi, Siddharth Shah, Shruti Sharma, Mohit Shetty, Piyush Sinha, Pranal Sonone, Rohan Thombre, Jaydev Trivedi, and Kushagra Verma. Hello. With that, the award of diplomas to students of PGDM Financial Services 2018-20 is completed. Congratulations to all the students.
Thank you, Dr. Aparna. And thank you, Dr. Radha Iyer. We now proceed to the awarding of diplomas for PGDM Communications Program of 2018-20. Dr. Monica Khanna, along with Dr. Pankaj Trivedi, I request Dr. Pankaj Trivedi to please come up. Will award the diplomas to the students. Program Coordinator, Professor Isaac Jacob, will present his students to you. Program Officer, Ms. Nishigandha Shinde, will assist. Request the students to come up as your names are called out to receive the diplomas.
Hello. May I start, sir? With the power vested in me as Program Coordinator, Postgraduate Diploma in Management Communications 2018-20 batch, Sir, Ma'am, all the students, including those in absentia who have completed the requirement of Postgraduate Diploma in Management Communication program are eligible for the diploma. May I proceed, sir, ma'am? Achal Rawat, Ayush Sharma. Alisha Singhi. Hi. Aman Jain. Arpit Singh. Yogesh Desai. Suhas Dhande. Divya Yadav. Ganesh Pillai. Kanak Khandelwal. Kumar Smith. Mithali Srivastav. Nitish Kabra. प्राची तिवारी. प्रणव नंद. कर्मग्ना रावल. सचिन घोष. लक्ष्या सजनानी. शैवी शेखर. Karan Sharma, Shivani Rugani, Sneha Agarwal, Surabhi Adapa, Tanuj Tiwari, Vaibhav Bojane, Vandana Purohit, Vani Stegal, Vinayak Sharma, Lopa Detroja, congratulations to all the winners, or rather all the diploma that has been distributed to the 2018-20 batch. Congratulations to them. With that, we complete the PGDM communication batch. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Isaac Jacob.
Okay, we will now proceed to the awarding of diplomas for PGDM HCM program 2018-20. Dr. Monica Khanna and Dr. Pankaj Trivedi will award the diplomas to the students. Program coordinator, Professor Dr. Prema Basargekar, will present her students to you for doing the honors. Program officer, Ms. Shailaja Gowde, will assist. Request the students to come up as your names are called out.
Thank you, Milling. With the power vested in me as Program Coordinator of Postgraduate Diploma in Healthcare Management, Batch 2018-20, Sir, all the students, including those in absentia, who have completed the requirement of Postgraduate Diploma in Management, Healthcare Management Program, are eligible for the diploma. May I proceed, sir? तो ये तीन अनाउंस करा सर ओके हाँ ओके हाँ अनाउंस करना है one student from communication program was missed out, so I am announcing him to come in the front. Rahul Kedia. What about these two? PGD में इनको करना है announce. PGDM A Yashraj Singh Gaur, अश्विनी आला है, अश्विनी आला है, अश्विनी की सही नहीं है। हाँ, PGDM में सुरी समीन, PGDM HCM गौरव राज, अश्विनी, हाँ। अश्विनी कुमार, श्रेया शाह, सिद्धार्थ शरण, विशाल सिन्हा, congratulations all.
Thank you, Dr. Prema. Thank you, Dr. Monica Khanna and Dr. Pankaj Trivedi. We'll now proceed to the awarding of diplomas to PGDM Executive 2018-19 and 2019-20 batches. I request our chief guest, Mr. Sunil Kumar and Dr. Raman Ramchandran, to award the diplomas. Program coordinator, Professor Sunil Paramar, will do us the honors of presenting his students. Program officer, Ms. Nidhi Tolani, will assist and request the students to come up as your names are called out.
With the power vested in me as program co-coordinator of the postgraduate diploma in management executive program 2018-19 and 2019-20 batch, sir, all the students, including those in absentia who have completed the requirement of the postgraduate diploma in management executive program, are eligible for the diploma. May I proceed, sir? So we begin with the 2018-19 batch. Milli Bagade, Harish Gudimela, Varsha Naik, Abhishek Bhide, Vishnu Komaraju, Atin Khandelwal, Sebastian RM, Ekta Sharma, from the 2019-20 batch, Gargi Yadav, Congratulations to all of you. So with this, the awarding of the diplomas to the PGDM Executive 2018-19 and 2019-20 batch stands completed. Thank you. Thanks.
Hello. Thank you, Professor Sunil. We'll now proceed to the awarding of degree certificates. We start with the MMS batch 2018-20. Dr. Shailaja Karve will join our chief guest, Shri Sunil Kumar, and will award the degrees. Program coordinator, Professor Dr. Hemangi Bhalerao, will present her students to you for doing the honors, and program officer, Ms. Nidhi, will assist.
With the power vested in me as the program co-coordinator of Masters in Management Studies 2018-2020, Sir Mr. Amesar Pavan Girish Renu and 114 others, including those in absentia who have completed the requirement of the Master in Management Studies program, are eligible for the degree. May I proceed, sir? May I proceed, sir? Amesar Pavan. Anam Rajesh Kumar. Anam Rajesh Kumar. Barkul Suraj. Dhake Falkar Niraj. Yeah, Gandhi Minesh. So उन्हीं का नाम ले रहे हैं. MMS batch 2018-20. Students of MMS batch 2018-20, can you come near the podium? Yeah. Students of MMS 2018-20. वापस स्टार्ट करते हैं. Okay. अनाम राजेश कुमार. बारकुल सूरज. धाके फालकर नीरज. This is Anam Rajesh Kumar. Barkul Suraj. Okay, next one. Dhake Falkar Neeraj. Gandhi Minesh. Ghai Aman. Mehta Suhani. Muni Devarsh. Pasad Akshay. Sedani Romil. Shah Akshali. Shah Akshay. Shah Mohak. Shah Ronak. Shrimankar Sasha. Agarwal Akash. Binde Neil, Bhuva Khyati, Chauhan Parag, Deshpande Rohit, Doshi Dishant, Dudhane Shardul, Gala Jay, Gupta Anmol, Joshi Shraddha, Kamdar Jay, Kariya Shrenik, Karwa Shubham, Kharmale Pratik, Kulkarni Udita, Mashrani Mehul, Mehta Kinjal, Modi Manisha, Nimbajia Ankit, Patel Vraj, Raverkar Sagar, Shah Ayush, Shah Palak, Shah Parth, Shah Penal, Shah Rushabh, Shah Vatsal, Shah Vineet, Seth Prachi, Sinha Akansha, Surana Saurabh, Tarwala Mustafa, Udani Krisha, Vyas Ankit, Darshil Khandar, Barbhaya Manav, with this, we conclude the degree distribution ceremony for MMS 2018-20. Congratulations to the graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Hemangi. We will now proceed Dr. Shailja, thank you so much. Dr. Raman Ramchandran, I request you to please join our chief guest. We'll now proceed to the awarding of degree to part-time programs MMM, MFM, MIM and MHRDM batch of 2017-20. Program coordinator, Professor Dr. Reena Mehta will present her students to you, and program officer, Mr. Mani Shankar will assist. Request the students to come up as your names are called out to receive the degrees.
मनी स्टूडेंट्स किधर है उनको पहले एमएमएम हाँ सब लिखा With the power vested in me as a program coordinator of Masters of Marketing Management 2017-20, Sir, Mr. Arolkar Suhas Sadashiv Shaila and 37 others, including those in absentia, who have completed the requirement of Masters of Marketing Management program are eligible for the degree. May I proceed, sirs? Thank you. Arolkar Suhas. I request all the students to please line up on the extreme left side. Davda Shantanu. Stand. Joshi Sonia. Patil Saurabh. Sharma Anuj. Bhanushali Mayuresh. Bhanushali Mayuresh. Wait. Congratulations to all the marketing students, Master in Marketing students. With the power vested in me as a program coordinator of Masters of Financial Management 2017-20, Sir, Ms. Amin Divya Upendra Rohini and 49 others, including those in absentia, who have completed the requirement of Masters of Financial Management program are eligible for the degree. May I proceed, sirs? Thank you. So, Amin Divya, Dube Parul, come. Dube Vivek. Hi. Fernandez Natasha. Mishra Kaushalesh. Hi. Padhi Sujata. Reddy Anbara Su. Shah Dhaval. Shah Neeraj. Shetty Sagar,
यही नेम के बाद लास्ट में ये इसमें
Singh Priya, Vadgama Abhijit, Machi Wale Saad, Congratulations to all the Masters in Financial Management students. With the power vested in me as the Program Coordinator of Masters of Human Resource Development Management 2017-20, sir, Miss Adimulam Pooja Kamlesh Manisha and 13 others, including those in absentia, who have completed the requirement of Masters of Human Resource Development Management program, are eligible for the degree. May I proceed, sir? Thank you. Thakkar Naini, congratulations to MHRDM students. With the power vested in me as the Program Coordinator of Masters of Information Management 2017-20, sir, Mr. Aghor Yuti Pravin Shubhada and 28 others, including those in absentia, who have completed the requirement of Masters of Information Management program, are eligible for the degree. May I proceed, sir? Thank you. DeMello Carlton Charles. Manjrekar Rohan, Masani Rahil, congratulations to all the MIM students. Thanks a lot. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Reena. We will now proceed to the awarding of degree to Masters in Computer Application, batch 2017-20. Our chief guests, Sunil sir and Dr. Raman, will award the degree to the students. Program Coordinator, Professor Dr. D.G. Jha, will present his students to you. Program Officer, Mr. Sanjeevan Mane, will assist. Request the students to come up as your names are called out to receive the degree. Sir.
Thank you. Sirs, with the power vested in me as Program Coordinator of Masters in Computer Application Batch 2017-20, Sir, Mr. Agarwal Shivam Vinay and 58 others, including those in absentia, who have completed their requirement of Masters in Computer Application program, are eligible for the degree. May I proceed, sir? Ready? Andarya Nirali Rasik. Bhanushali Reena. Bhatt Aditi. Boras Tanuja. Chawda Mayur. Desai Ishita. Dixit Manali. Jain Nilesh. Jain Rishabh. Jetwa Bhavik. Joshi Advait. Kalsekar. Sorry, wait a minute. Kalsekar Kashmira. Khare Ayush Rai. Kothari Kruti. Makwana Janak. Nayar Akshay. Pandya Mihir Kumar. Parmar Puja. Patel Bhavin. Hi. Patel Himanshu. Pokar Umang. Shah Karan. Shah Komal. Shah Viram. Singadia Ria. Singh Animesh. Congrats for the gold medal. Srinivas Subramani. Congrats for the silver medal. Umbarkar Gaurav. Patel Devan. Thank Himanshri. Thank you, sir, for doing the honors.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jha. Thank you so much, Mr. Sunil Kumar and Dr. Raman Ramchandran. You may be seated and take some rest. May I now call Dr. Monica Khanna and Professor Isaac Jacob to award the next degree to the students of the MMS batch of 2019-21. Program Co-Coordinator Professor Hitesh Punjabi will present his students to you. Program Officer Ms. Siddhi Shinde will assist. And I request all the students of the MMS batch of 2019-21 to please line up and be ready as your names are called.
With the power vested in me as a program co-coordinator for Masters in Management Studies for the batch of 2019-21, Sir, Ms. Prachi Agarwal and 121 others, including in absentia, who have completed the requirement in Masters in Management Studies of the program are eligible for the degree. May I proceed, sir and madam? Abdul Zeshan. Chinmay Harenka. Harsh Banusali. Somesh Saurabh Chogle. Twinkle Damania. Harsh Dand, Harsh, wait. Parth Dave,
Deepak Mishra of MFM, please.
I'll announce it. Deepak Mishra from MFM, please. Parth Dedia, Kunal Dokhe, Monil Doshi, Prachi Doshi, Prasad Godse, Vishant, Shikhar, Vaidehi, Gauri, Francis, Dhanraj, Pratik, Suraksha, Devshri, Anil, Heer, Isha, Sheel, Yusuf, Mehak, Chirag, Hiral, Riddhi, Sritej, Priyanka, Avanti, Pranav, Nicole, Amit, Darshan, Chinmay, Siddharth, Kenil Kumar, Kenil Kumar, Chirag Shah, Durvi, Heenal, Sloka, Shubham, Shubham, Mayur, Pranav, Ansh, Deepak, Bhanushali, Ashwini, Pranav, Gada, Pranav Gada, Samuel, Samuel, Suesh, okay. Abhilesh, Trushali, Vishal, Rushi, Yash, Nirali, Akash, Venkat, Venkat M. Akash, Neha, Ronak, Krina, Rajvi, Aditya, Harsh, Sagar, Mandar, Harish, Bhavik, Anjali, Karan, Karan, एक और पायल, सौरभ, सौरभ, हर्ष, हर्ष बजाज, विपुल, विपुल लड्डा, चैत्य, त्रुशिक, कौशल, Congratulations to all of you. With this, we come to an end of a degree distribution for MMS batch 2019-21. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Hitesh. Thank you, Isaac sir. I request Jha sir to join Monica madam. Can we request Baliga sir to join us on stage? To join Jha sir as well. So we will now proceed to the awarding of degree to part-time programs Triple M, MFM, MIM and MHRDM batches of 2018-21. Program co-coordinator Professor Dr. Sonal Ved will present her students to you, and program officer Mr. Manishankar will assist.
May I request the part-time students to please stand so that we can start. Requesting all the part-time students of 18-21 batch to come. Okay. Requesting Apurva from the MMS batch to please come and take the degree.
Same 1921.
Okay. Same MMS batch 1921, Bihani Kaushal. Himani Deepak Shah, MMS batch, Himani Deepak Shah. Jainam Ketan Shah. Yeah, Jainam Ketan Shah. Bhairavi. Mayank. Jainam. Bhairavi. Mayank. Khyati. Khyat Shah. Yeah. Go. Apurva. Okay. Yeah, now I'll start with part-time. With the powers vested in me as the program co-coordinator of Masters of Marketing Management 1821 batch, Sir, Mr. Parab Atul Anil, Aarti and 41 others, including those in absentia, who have completed the requirement of Masters of Marketing Management program are eligible for the degree. May I proceed, sir? Thank you. Mamta Vaibhav. Arun Subramaniam. Akash. Jayesh. Hussain. Akshay. Janendra Singh. Yashna. Dinesh. Nikhil. Umesh. Sambhavisam. Karthik, okay. Uzma. Abhishek. Monica. Shiva. Nusrat. Reema. Pallav Datta Prasad. I'm sorry. Deepak. Atul. Rajiv. Shankar. Jyoti. Dwani. Shah Dwani. Pankaj Shah. Sheikh Ethisem. Singh Sawan. Babita. Manish. Pushkar. Ashish. Santosh Narayan. Okay. With the powers vested in me as a program co-coordinator of Masters of Financial Management, the 1821 batch, Sir, Mr. Acharya Rakesh Sunil Champa and 57 others, including those in absentia, who have completed the requirement of Masters of Financial Management program, are eligible for the degree. May I proceed, sir? Thank you. Akhilesh, my request is please stand in the queue. Leena. Ashutosh. Tejas. Amit. Bhavin. Tushar. Dattaram. Megha. Mahesh. Yes, okay. Pavan. Hello. Anas. Pratap. Puneet. Sonam. Bipin. Kiran. Nirav. Manish. Mohit. Rujuta. Naveen. Rahul. Nitin. Ritu. Ali. Omkar. Bhavika. Sarika. Isha. Harshit. Zora.
मैडम सॉरी सॉरी अभी ये बोल दो
अच्छा Milind. 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 Reena. Divya. Prasad. Abhishek. Xenia. Harsh. With the powers vested in me as a program co-coordinator of Masters of Human Resources Development Management 1821 batch, Sir, Ms. Darvekar Shivali Vijay, and 15 others, including those in absentia, who have completed the requirements of Masters of Human Resource Development Management program, are eligible for the degree. May I proceed, sir? Thank you. Shivali, the HR, Human Resource Management students, please stand. Shivali. Kiran. Nikhil. Namrata. Sajid. Shailaja. Tejal. With the powers vested in me as a program co-coordinator of Masters of Information Management 1821 batch, Sir Miss Ansari Farheen and 34 others, including those in absentia, who have completed the requirement of Masters of Information Management program are eligible for the degree. May I proceed, sir? Thank you. Farheen. Varsha. Vivian. Avinash. Priya. Harmesh. Juicer. Just wait. So, take him down. Okay. Asif. Sufyan. Sufyan. Rajinder. Shreyas. Prashant. Fazil. Himanshu. Pooja. Anurag.
Somebody lost their phone actually. Right in front of the stage.
Ritesh. Vishal. Rishabh. Priyanka, Priti, Rajesh, Saurabh, Prem, requesting MMS 2019-21, these 4 students who are eligible for the degree to please stand. Nihar Shah, Parth, Nirav, Karan,
Thank you, Professor Sonal Vaid, and thank you, Dr. Jha and Dr. Baliga. We now come to the last and final award of degree of the MCA batch of 2018-21. I request our chief guest, Mr. Sunil Kumar, and our director, Dr. Raman Ramchandran, to award the degree, and Professor Dr. D.G. Jha will present his students to you. Program Officer, Mr. Sanjeevan Mane will assist, and I request all the MCA students to please line up. If you are scattered all over, please be quick and line up to the left.
What happened?
Can you take my dad's name?
I'll take. So, with the power vested in me as program coordinator of Masters in Computer Application 2018-21 batch, Sir, Miss Anna Vaidya, Mithi Mansukh, and 54 others, including those in absentia who have completed the Masters requirements of Masters in Computer Applications program, are eligible for the degree. May I proceed, sir, for one last time, sir? Okay. Ready? Anna Vaidya, Meet Mansukh. Badani Meet Urmish. Bagaswarala Hatim Ibrahim. Bhosle Shantanu Krishnat. Devalia Shruti Jayesh. Gadgil Sudhit Sadanand. Ghosh Sanjukta Mrityunjay, Gondale Rohan Vishwas, Jain Gaurav Dinesh, Joshi Rishabh Hemant Kumar, Kataria Vishal Himmat, Kotekar Sagar Gopinath, Mahato Amit Dutinath, Malde Urvi Devendra, Malla Rahul Sambhunath, Malla Santosh Rajkumar, Matalia Aditya Rajendra, More Shravani Nitin, Nayak Riddhi Hemant, Paratkar Omkar Ravindra, Parmar Jatin Suresh, congrats for the medal. Patel Devanshi Jaimin, Patel Nikita Ben Amrutbhai, Patel Parth Prashant, I don't know what's the name. No, just check with okay. Pathare Bhavin Ramesh, Pawar Sanket Kiran, Rustamji Kushnuma Yazdi, Sarabar Fatima Saifuddin, Sheikh Arbaz Momim, congrats for the medal. Surve Purva Dilip, तावडे अविनाश अनिल, वखारिया रिंकर तेजस, वंदा चेतन परमाभाई, वाघेला भावेश विनोद, दुबे अभिषेक, सिंधे शाहिल,
Two more. ये नाम ही नहीं है। इन लोग अभी आया वो। तो उन लोग का नाम क्या है? अभी आया। ये ओके। ये है ना? नज़ाफी फातिमा इसाक मुनीरा। शाह धोनी परेश ममता come don't worry ऋषभ ना शाह ऋषभ शैलेश sorry my mistake Thank you, sirs. With that, we come to the end of MCA as well as the convocation, hopefully. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Jah sir. Thank you, Sunil sir, and thank you, Raman sir. We request all the students to please come towards the stage, the podium. Our director, Dr. Raman Ramachandran, will now administer the oath to you. We request all the students who are around to please assemble closer to the podium, closer to the dais. Request you all to quickly assemble closer to the dais. Raman sir will now administer the oath. Please bring the copy of the oath and repeat after the director. Request everybody to please come closer to the dais.
Guys. Yeah, I think that's, you are not going to get more than this, I think. Yeah. Okay. So, will you please all, you have your oath with you and just repeat after me. Ready? So, I and your name. Your name please. I, Raman. Yeah. As a student graduating from KJ Somaiya Institute of Management Studies and Research, wherever my life may lead to, shall always, to the best of my abilities, use my knowledge, experience and skills, work for the well-being of my communities, shall promote advancement of learning and public good, shall conduct myself with honesty and integrity. In doing so, may we be blessed by God Almighty. Bless us so that we forever have goodwill and affection towards all living beings. Bless us so that we are always aware that money is not the ultimate goal. Bless us so that we keep a balanced mind in prosperity and success. Bless us so that we are ever eager to extend help to the needy. Bless us so that we may remain forever committed to utilize our wealth and our power for the cause of God, culture, and humanity at large. Bless us so that we always endeavor to enhance and nurture the rich values and traditions of Indian culture and society. Bless us so that we work tirelessly to uplift the downtrodden and always strive to bring them into the mainstream of society. Bless us so that we are always able to find it within us to be tolerant and compassionate even towards our opponents. I promise to stand by these words as my personal commitment, as my solemn pledge on this auspicious day. Thank you. Namaste. Yeah.
May I request everyone to continue to stand for the national anthem. Janagana Mana Adhinayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkal Banga Vindhya Himachal Yamuna Ganga Uchchal Jaladi Taranga तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष समागे गाहे तव जय गाता जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे Jaya, 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 He. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, just quick announcements. Students and faculty members, please return your gown, scarf and hat from the same room where you have collected from. If medal winners are